The next thing we want to do is speed up your website. Slow loading websites get high bounce rates, which affects your Google search results, or really any search results, because Google doesn't like to share websites that have high bounce rates in their search engines. So your website speed goes hand in hand with SEO. There are two plugins that I recommend. One is WP Super Cache, and the other is W3 Total Cache. Both do a very similar thing, so either is really a great option. But we're going to go ahead with WP Super Cache, which is what I use for my own website. So let's go ahead and install it. You'll find the settings for WP Super Cache under your settings. This tool is pretty straightforward. You want to turn on caching, and then say update status. And basically what this is doing is it's turning a lot of your heavier, slower loading PHP files into HTML files. These are just faster to load, and for anyone that's visiting your website that's not you, basically, you want to make sure that they're loading just something that's a little bit smaller. So that's basically what it does. It goes through all of your files and turns them into faster loading files. With this plugin, I just go with all of the recommended settings, and I suggest that you do too. So you can go through under advanced and turn on all of the recommended settings. So there are a couple that aren't automatically checked, such as compressing pages so they're served more quickly to your visitors, not caching pages for users. You might not want it to cache the pages because if it does, when you make updates, you might not see those updates yourself. And then there's just a couple more that I would just check all of the recommended ones. Like for example, this one is it checks your homepage more often than the other pages to make sure your homepage is cached for all the people who are visiting your homepage, which most likely will be your most popular or one of your most popular pages. Once you're done checking all of those boxes, just click update status. The next thing is to enable CDN support, Content Delivery Network. Basically what this means is when people are visiting your website, they're actually accessing the files from a server. If you are hosting in the United States, that means if someone is visiting your website, they are getting that information from a server in the United States, at least if that's where your hosting is. But this is actually kind of slower for people who live far away. With a CDN, it's a massive network where all kinds of files are actually stored on different servers. And when you enable CDN support, it means that whenever someone visits your website, they're actually getting those files from the closest server, which just speeds up your website. So I definitely recommend enabling CDN support. So once you check that box, just save changes. The contents page will just show you what pages and what content are cached from your website as you create more pages, and now over time that will increase. Then preload. This is also really important. I would check on the preload mode because this will actually create a cache file for your website when people visit it for the first time. And this will actually help you increase your Google ranking. So go ahead and click update settings and preload cache now. Oh, it also recommends setting the minutes to right around 1440, which is about a day. So this means that your files will be cached every day for this preload setting. And if you are using tags and categories, which most of us will be doing with our blog, go ahead and check the preload tags and categories setting, then click update. Great. Well, that's the WP Super Cache settings. And once you install that and set all of those settings up, your website should be acting faster. Now, if you are just starting, it might not seem like your website's that much faster because you don't have a lot of plugins and images and posts. But over time, once you do start adding a lot of content and then you turn this on and off, you and your viewers will see a difference. You can even test the speed of your website with a tool called Pingdom. So go to tools.pingdom.com, type in your website address. You can choose where you want to do the test from, and it will give you a summary of your performance and things that you can do to improve the speed of your site. So that's how you improve the speed of your website.